Hey there, Supalama here. And today we're going to pick another challenge lock. This one is Chloe. If that will, there we go. And it's a normal quick set. There's the bidding. And it does work just fine if I had this the right way up. Very smooth. So, we will put this up into our vise here and see if we can pick this one opened. Let's get it about there. Okay, works very, very well on a challenge lock. And from the short amount of time I've had to get a little bit of picking done, I learned that this doesn't like heavy tension. It looks very, very, very light tension. Okay, so first click that feels like 4, maybe 5. And we're just gonna graze along the pins until we find something else here. That was 4. I'm not getting any more binders, so I'm going to start prodding. I felt like 3. That was 4. 3. 2. 2 again. 2 or 3. I got a little bit of rotation on there. Oh, there's a lot. I don't know which one I grazed. I touched something again, maybe it was 2 and I got a little bit more of a turn. It's a really deep fault set now. Looking for feedback. Oh, that felt like 2 or 3. A little bit more turn. And that's a lot of feedback on pin 1, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing here. And we're open. There we go. Very, very nice. It does not like heavy tension at all from what I know. It would lock up. So, keep that in frame. C-clip. Okay. So I've got the key, so I'm gonna lock it up again, use the key. Make things a little easier on myself. Let's see here. See if I can get this off. Just my thumbs. Yes, I can. Okay. There's the key. And just in case, I will use a shim, which I've put my shims all over here. Still not used to challenge locks, so this will take a little bit of time. Feels like it's getting hung up there. Oh, hopefully that'll do. I'm probably up to a 3rd pin. And I apologize for my housemate's dog. It has separation anxiety, and there's absolutely no way to shut it up. There we go. Okay, so everything looks fine so far. Okay, now I'm seeing a lot of security pins on the key pins. Okay. This should be fun. We'll go into detail on these after I get this fully gutted. Okay. There's all the key pins. That's a really nice spool on one. Really nice. Very short steel spring. Pin 2 is just under the shear line there. And I'm poking him, he doesn't want to come up. So I'll flip it upside down. And there he goes. Very small copper spring. Pin 3 is just popping up above. Very grabby too. That's another nice deep spool. Looks like another small spring on that one too. He doesn't want to come out. Okay, I'll try and get him out after. Oh, looks like he pulled that one out too far. Okay, so that one's on 4. And this one was 5, which was a really, really good serrated pin. That's really nice. Again, we'll zoom into these after. Let's see if I can get the last couple of springs out here. Okay, that's 5. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's 4. Thankfully, my pinky's small enough where I can fit it inside. There we go, that's 5. He looks to be a little bit jacked up, actually. It's a longer spring. That last spring didn't want to come out. Why was there no spring in there? Where's one of my long hooks? Just to double check. I don't really feel like pulling the cap off. But I can tell that it looks like 1, 3, and 5 are threaded. Yeah, 4 feels just fine. Yeah, there's definitely a spring in 3. I wonder if it was crushed in the cap by accident. That doesn't want to come out. There is a spring in there. It feels like a very small one, but I think it's crushed in the cap. And I don't have extra caps, so I don't want to pull this cap off. So we'll leave it there. It looked silver from what I saw, so I'm gonna say that's a steel spring. Core. What do we got in the core? If this would ever focus for once right away, would be great. There we go. We also have 1, 3, and 5 threaded, so chambers 2 and 4 are going to be standard chambers the whole way through. 1, 3, and 5 will be threaded the whole way through as well. And to match with the threading, we got here, let's see here, this is probably going to be the other way around. That's fine there, that's probably perfect there, and this one's going to be flipped the other way around. Okay, we got I would say it's deep enough to be a spool on this key pin. This key pin should be flipped around. These are probably more serrated key pins here. This is also a serrated key pin. This is upside down, but also looks to be a little bit of a serrated key pin. And this key pin here is also serrated. So the majority of these key pins are all serrations. Nice deep spool on one, nice serrations on two, another spool on three, some nice serrations, shallow serrations on 4, and these really nice, it's serrated slash spool, but they're very, very well done on 4. I really like that. And so let's get a close-up of this one here. So that's really, really well done. And as well as the, this is actually almost more like a mushroom because it funnels down as it gets there. And it did create some interesting feedback, but it did give me some pushback when I started pushing on pin 1. Pin 3 gave me a nice little false set as well, but not as deep as the pin 1. So what I'm going to do here, just to see how effective these are, is I'm going to repopulate the core. Just to see where all these key pins sit. And this pinning is actually quite nice because all those key pins sit well below that shear line, which means you have a lot of room to play. Focus. Come on. Maybe if I give it some light. There we go, yes. So all the key pins sit well below that shear line. So let's get all these driver pins stuck up inside. Okay, so this is how the lock will naturally sit with these pins in here. And already I can see pin, just trying to make sure everything stays in line here, pin 5 is going to be really grabby right off the hop. Pin 4, if I can grab it here, lots and lots of little serrations, so that's going to grab in quite nicely. Is that one threaded? No, that chamber was not threaded. I would say it would probably be better to thread 4 with all those little serrations as well. Possibly make them a little bit ever so slightly wider. Not as wide as this here, but enough to almost match the threading to grab it. This spool sits perfectly fine because as it sits, makes you believe it's a standard, because the shear line will hit as a standard, and then as you pick it, it drops into that deep false set with that spool. Pin 2, there's more threads, serrations. Again, that would do well with a threaded chamber, with the way it sits. And pin 1, this one is threaded. If the foot was a little bit sharper, it would work better with the threads, but all in all, it did a very effective job. I would say this pin 1, pin 5, as well as pin 3, probably the better of the chambers. The serrations, very, very, very well done. Yeah, that's really all I can say about that. And the spring's very well changed around, so that way it gives you lots of variance. It did make things a little bit tricky to figure out where the pins were sitting and where I needed to pick. Not always a lot of feedback on those serrations, so that was a good thing about them. Very well done there. So, I believe the username was the other Matt. Thank you very much for Chloe. I have violated her much as I needed, and I'll put her back together, properly, and send her on her way. So thank you so much for sending me this challenge lock, and thanks for watching.